Hello and welcome to Keep Information System Simple video on the Count A command inside of Microsoft O365. In our previous video we did the count command. You can find a link to that video in the description below. The Count A and Count command are slightly different. The count command will count numbers. The Count A will count any cell that's not blank. So in our previous scenario we could use the count command because we had numbers. But what happens if we have a data set that doesn't have any numbers and we still need to know the number of records in that data set? And so that's where the count A command comes in. So we're going to use the count A function here, equals count A, and you can see it counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. So we're going to count everything in column B. The problem is we got to be cautious and not count B1 because we don't want to count our header in our number of records. So we're going to open our parentheses, we're going to select A2, and we're going to select the rest of this. And now that I've taken a moment, scrolled all the way down to 1050, I can close my parentheses and see that I have 1044 records. Now the problem with this approach is that it is static. We have given it an endpoint of 1050, and so if we jump down here and in 1051 we have a new record, that's not increasing our numbers at all. So the unfortunate problem with the count A in this scenario is that it's not dynamic. Now there is a trick you can use to kind of make it dynamic. So I'm going to do the equals count A, and I'm going to start with B2, and because I know that this field or this data set only has 1044 records thereabout, I'm going to make the ending point a massive number. So I'm going to say B 500,000. Now, the 500,000 has to be an educated guess. If this is a data set that you create every week, and every week you expect to have about 1,000 customers, to assume that you would go from 1,000 to 500,000, 500,000 should be safe. However, if this is a data set that's going to grow over the course of a year or the lifetime of an organization, and this is your first week's worth of data is 1,000, then sooner or later you're going to hit your 500,000 limit, and this becomes, static at that point. But in this scenario, we're going to say this is a data set that's created every week. We're seeing about 1,000 customers. We have no capability to do 500,000. If you really wanted to, you put another zero and make it 5 million, right? But we're going to say 500,000. We're going to close our parentheses and press enter, and we can see that our total now is 1,045. If we jump to the bottom and add a new record, we'll add Paul again and go back home, it's 1,046. So the count A command counts any cell in a range that is not blank, whether it's text or numbers. And that can be useful to help you figure out the number of records when you don't have numbers next to them. Thank you very much.